I don't know about you guys, but I kind of miss the old days of YouTube where people just make videos because they wanted to make them. They weren't studying retention hooks and how to make their video as high quality as possible and, you know, trying to capture the biggest audience imaginable, you know, super cutting all the videos so there was no gaps and dead space. There was just random videos people wanted to upload on the internet, and it was a really cool time to watch YouTube. There was a lot of cool stuff on YouTube back then, and it was really fun when you discover something really enjoyable because it felt like it was just real. You know, it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel like overproduced. And I know there's a few folks out there that probably feel this way where, you know, there's just too many videos that feel like they're trying to hook your attention in for too long. And personally, now, whenever I come across videos like these, I actually make a habit of not watching them because I find them just not enjoyable. And maybe it's because I experienced videos from a time where they were slower and, you know, they weren't like cut so fast that you were constantly fed with, you know, new information and visual stimulation and audio stimulation. And perhaps that's also why on this channel I just do kind of slow moving videos and I don't really edit my videos much. I find this editing style of really fast cuts or constant like scripting, everything is just hyper polished, so exhausting. And that, you know, that's my own personal take on the whole thing. I know that some folks like it, and that's totally fine. You know, if you really want to have all the information right now and don't have any dead space, want to like save your time, I get it. I do. Especially when you want like some sort of video that's like, you know, a how-to video. If you're in the YouTube how-to space, you're going to do well if you just make your video as short as possible while still communicating the necessary information to help somebody out. That's the right way to do a video like that. At least I would consider that the right way to do a video like that. I really don't have time to watch how-to videos that are super long and they're about, you know, an hour or longer, and they're like the creator doesn't really get to the point for the information. Sometimes they're nice because you can get a little bit more background information on how a creator thinks, so there is still utility to those videos. But personally, like if I'm trying to solve a problem, like a tech problem, I'm not going to be watching an hour-long video. I'm going to try to find the smallest video that's maybe 2 minutes long to help me solve the problem. I don't need an entire thesis about like why the problem exists in the first place. But I don't know. Personally, I do like slow moving content more. I do occasionally watch videos that are that length, and even now, like I like the slice of life content more than the high production content. And I would say that this is what this channel kind of aims to be, is slice of life. I'm just playing games and I'm talking through them, and sometimes I'm doing commentary on other topics on the channel, but whatever. I just like it. It's just, it's slower. It's relaxed. It's not trying to cram everything in all at once. And it feels more just even keeled. Like there's less pressure. And I understand that the expectation is to have a lot of information on YouTube nowadays, a lot of like fast cuts and all this stuff. Some people call it the beastification of YouTube, from like how Mr. Beast does his videos. Yeah, I feel like to me, this is like counterculture. It's like, just make slow moving videos because you like them. And if you like watching them or you just feel comfortable making them, I think it's fine. Initially, I kind of wanted to make these videos because I just didn't want to be editing all the time, because I know how time consuming editing is. And I like editing, but you know, when you spend like 20 hours editing a video and then the video doesn't perform very well, it can be a little discouraging. But I don't know. I feel like there's a place for both. There's a place for the high retention edit videos, and there's a place for the slow moving content. And I think there's an audience for both, certainly, depending on your attention span, depending on how much time you have, all that jazz, what you're kind of looking for on YouTube. I have missed these slow moving Let's Plays for a long time. I used to like watching them when I was younger. I used to watch Yogscast, and I felt like Yogscast was pretty slow moving Minecraft. I think that was really only Minecraft Let's Play I've really watched. But they kind of had a story to it, so maybe there was some scripting involved. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I enjoy this style, and I'm curious, if you're of that type of person too, where would you rather watch a lot of edited content, or do you want to just watch for just the pace? And I think there's more to it than just pace too. There is fundamentally underneath the content itself, the most important thing is story. What kind of story are you telling in your video? Because people love stories, and people are starved for stories, because most stories aren't that good, or they're just not well executed. I think if you're going to tell, or if you're going to create a YouTube video, and you're going to edit and cut and all that jazz and try to make it hyper polished, the thing that should be the focus and point is the story. Like, cut everything else that does not serve the story, and you don't need to keep anything else extra in there. Like, even like you can keep jokes and stuff, but like anytime you digress from the point or add additional detailed information, unless that detail serves the purpose of the story, it just doesn't need to be there. And I know this video is all over the place. I like talking in circles. I like talking in circles and going down rabbit holes. I try to stay on the rough point. But yeah, I think that slow moving content on YouTube has its place. And there's a lot of arguments today for making high retention editing videos. But I disagree that you do not need to do that. You don't need to have a hook in every video. You don't need to have the perfect YouTube title, the perfect thumbnail. You don't even have to have perfect content. You just need to have a story. And you know what, even then, you don't necessarily even need a story. You just really need to just upload videos. Just make stuff you like making. If you enjoyed making it, and if you watch it back and you relatively enjoyed watching it, someone else will probably enjoy it too. It doesn't have to be fast paced. It can be slow moving. Just make stuff you like making. And honestly, if you like it, there's going to be an audience for it. It might not be the biggest audience, but there is an audience for it. So it's worth your time. And for the folks who like watching it, thank you. I think it's nice. I find that like I enjoy engaging with the slower moving community than I do the fast paced one. And the funny thing is that pacing really filters people out. It filters a lot of people out who just don't like that pace, and often like the ones who are like, it almost feels like it filters out a lot of like a controversy as well, in a nice way, because a lot of people who really want like the fast hits of dopamine can also get involved in like the controversial drama. And with videos like these, like they just don't have time to watch them because they want like something that's more stimulating, and drama can be pretty stimulating. I really like anti-drama, and so videos like this where it's just taking it easy, taking it chill, to me it's just like, it's great. It filters out the audience I don't want as well. And I love that because it feels like the community itself who does show up for these videos, who do participate in them, in the discussions, are much more thoughtful. Like I like on this channel, I have gotten videos or comments on videos that have been so in depth, so thoroughly, meticulously written, with such an interesting argument many times, so many times. And I really think that comes from the slow pacing of the content. Like the engagement in the comments and so many of the videos on this channel have been very fascinating to read, and I've been really grateful that people have commented, even without me asking them to. And it's, I found it to be really rewarding and just fantastic, because like when I see these comments, I read them all. I mean, at the size of the channel right now, I can afford to read them all. But being able to see people engaging deeply with the content feels so much more rewarding, because it feels like there's actually a community behind this, and I love that. So if you're a YouTube creator and you're, on the fence about should I make high retention edited videos or should I do slow moving content, pick the style that you like the most and cater for the audience that you want to have. Like if you want to have like people with short attention spans, and that's kind of because that's the kind of content you like to watch, totally okay. Make that kind of content because you like making it. If you don't like, high retention edited videos and you just want to be, I just want to chill, I want to relax, I don't have to like constantly be visually and auditorily stimulated 24/7. Make slow paced content. You'll probably enjoy making it way more, and you'll get really thoughtful people in your comment section. It's like it's actually really remarkable, and I've been really grateful about that. And I don't necessarily think you always need to stay on point either. Conversations typically ebb and flow. Like we can try to steer something onto a focal point, but if you're trying to like record things raw and you want to just, be real and authentic on the camera or on your microphone, when you record raw, you're not going to always stay stuck on the point. Like you're going to go down rabbit holes. You're going to explore different ideas. Sometimes you circle the point a long time before you actually get to it. And that's okay. It depends, obviously on the topic you're talking about and what kind of information you're trying to convey. And if you're trying to make like a video that is, catered to something trending and on topic, whatever. But, as long as you don't go too far away from the main point, you can come back to it and it's fine. And that, I think that's just part of slow-paced content, conversational content, commentary content in general. It doesn't need to be always so direct and edited and on the point and focused. Depends on the video, depends on the style of video you're making, depends on the, it depends on the topic too. Like if I'm talking about something I really want to convey information or opinion or idea in a short period of time because I want a lot of people to see it, I'm going to spend more time editing that video and trying to make it as condensed as possible and try to stay on point. But if I'm just like wanting to get in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, and I just want to have a conversation with my audience, with the people who like watching this content and chat with them, I'm going to be a little bit less worried about the rabbit holes I go down, the times I circle the point or, just talk too much about or harp on one point. It just feels too scripted. This feels to me way more human. And I love that. I love that kind of content on YouTube because it just feels real. It's not for everybody. It doesn't have high retention, but man, does it ever feel way more real. And I love that. So yeah, if you like that kind of content style, you might like this channel. I know there's a lot of other channels doing the same thing right now, which is great to see. There's like a big movement on YouTube for counterculture against retention editing, which is pretty dope. And I think both are going to stick around for sure. Both the retention editing, the hooks, the people who are obsessed with trying to optimize every YouTube video. But there is a place for people who don't care about optimizing every YouTube video and just want to make things they want to make because they like making them. And if you like doing that, that's pretty dope. I like that too. At any rate, I probably talked in circles long enough and gone down enough rabbit holes for you to have lost retention a long time ago, but maybe you're still here. At any rate, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video. And Zen out.